Hello, good morning, happy Friday. Thank you so much for joining me for another Saints and Angels Oracle deck reading for our week to come. Today is August 9th, 2024, and we'll have one card for our week underneath our theme for this month, which is the Nine of Pentacles. In case anyone missed last week's reading, didn't actually come onto my normal YouTube channel that I always do mirror these telegram readings over to. I had some difficulties with my camera and all this kind of stuff and whatever. It ended up over on my backup channel. I did put a link on my community tab in case anybody is interested in looking at that first of the month reading in Indian you missed it. It is there. And it's a great one. So yeah, if you missed it, I would say definitely it's worth the watch. It's like a half an hour though, so if you have a half an hour. The meditation went a little long. And then of course there's two cards, right? The tarot and the Saints and Angels, so it took a little longer. But this morning I'd like to just kind of reel it in and thanking God that my camera is working on my laptop and I can just do things normally and regularly. So I'm going to step into a beautiful practice of regularity, stability, and security by sticking with my original intentions here with the Friday morning quick one card reading. So thank you so much for joining. If you are brand new or it is not Friday, August 9th, welcome anyways. Know that this message here is so important for you that you've been brought to it in the future to hear it now. So welcome as well. We're going to practice just becoming a good audience here for a quick minute before I pull the card. So if you're not new, then you're familiar. Get comfortable if you'd like to, lay down if you want, or sit comfortably. I'm going to close my eyes and lead us through just a heart-centered quieting. It's not really hypnosis or deep meditation. You could be driving or doing whatever it is you're doing, don't worry. It's just a moment where we could together step into conscious awareness, both in the mind, body, and spirit of us in our present moment, but also in this sort of collective space where we come together to hear a beautiful message through spiritual divination in these cards, right? Through the saints and angels and our higher self, spirit realm, the ether, universe, whatever you like to initiate and speak to and communicate with through the cards. You know, all is available to you. See it how you feel fit. But yes, getting in a place to be a good receiver of your messages is the aim and focus right now. So I'm going to close my eyes. You're welcome to as well, but you don't have to. You can just take a deep breath. Relax your gaze if you'd like to. Notice the physical body for a moment, a little more. Breathe into your now, your present moment. Letting each inhale lead gently into the exhale. Following each other as needed, graceful partners. Inhale and exhale. Take a moment to notice the sound of your own breath. If you're familiar with Ujjayi, the victorious silent breath, you could practice it now. Creating that soft restriction in the back of the throat. Gently pulling in deeply nasal passage, down the throat, down into the lungs, to the very depths of the diaphragm, the abdomen, pulling it, filling you up, letting that exhale be gentle, relieving. The drawing in of the abdomen happens naturally, effortlessly, pushing out all that no longer serves inside that universe of you. Excuse me. Let's take a moment to dive into the universe inside ourselves. Perhaps see yourself as a scuba diver, or maybe you're a free diver. You don't have any gear. Standing at the top of the crown of your head, tip of your iceberg, the very outer layer of you, the physical vessel. Your consciousness sits right atop it, ready to dive deep. Take a moment to survey your iceberg, the ocean you are. Feel yourself standing on the tip of your head, right at the top. See the blue sky, maybe a couple of clouds and the sun. Beautiful ocean reflecting that same blue, but deeper. Let's take a collective moment to prepare for the dive. Maybe you check the gear, maybe you check your own lungs gear, readying your conscious self to hold the breath and dive. Or maybe you check your divinely set gear, making sure everything is settled, you have your armor on, you're ready to go, protected, diving into the universe. Breathe for a moment. Feel sturdy and secure. I'm going to count us from 3 to 1. You make your dive in any way. Make it fun. Why not? Nobody could see it but you. Have fun with it. Feel your feet on the ice. Feel your legs standing strong. Feel your heart beating, knowing courageously, triumphantly, you are ready for this. You know this place and space. You're fit. You're strong enough. You've done all the work. You are capable, prepared, and ready. For how could you not be? This is all you. It's all in your mind. So let yourself feel the strength. Feel like a lion standing. Tap into that courageous dominion of your space with the strength of you. Now, perhaps you choose to breathe as I count, or perhaps you choose to take one long breath. Do whatever feels right in the moment now as I count us down to dive. In 3, 2, and 1. Hit that water, diving. Feel the pressure, the change of perspective, consciousness in a whole new world. Feel the gravity or the pressure, the density, however you choose to interpret it's an underwater scene you find yourself in, or outer space, or inner space, reflecting either of those beautiful organic bodies. Nature teaches us are reflections of ecosystems that we can and do live within always. Let things surprise you, let them distract you. Breathe into them, into the life in the universe of you all around you, the otherness happening around you. Maybe you didn't expect or know was even taking place in the other room. How divinely infinite intelligence intermingles in our ever-present present moment, peeking its head, giving a wink, letting us dive deeper, intricately intermingling past, present, and future, inner, direct, and outer, all the many varieties of life we are continuously in interaction, communion, and exchange with. Find what you may. Find a treasure or a secret. Find a passageway or a path, a present or a person, perhaps. Breathing into the universe of you, the life, the ecosystems. Maybe it's just the darkness here even. And you're literally breathing into your microbiome. Breathing into the consciousness that lives in the lungs, in the tissue, in the muscle, in the cells of you, the literal universe of you. Perhaps you're witnessing and envisioning that type of universal interpretation, song, and dance. There are infinite varieties for us to imagine, to envision, witness, and observe. Fluid and ever-changing. This is a practice to return to at any and every time. Discovery is always inside waiting for you to jump in on your own. You will always find new. You will always find something within you. So make promises, make plans, make a map for yourself, a bucket list, to-dos. As you go here within the universe of you, as creator consciousness, as the CEO or boss, the great observer, the biggest picture. Make notes, take stock, know that you will return. Make promises to yourself here to go further in later, to discover deeper again, to find and define more purpose within you, making your picture more beautiful, more clear. Finish up your lists and your promises. Roll it up like a scroll, tie it in a beautiful string, your favorite color. Put a bow on it, put your stamp or signature, mark it with a kiss, whatever feels right, my friends. Tuck it away in your back pocket, bring it into the heart center and make a masterpiece of that list. it in an ornate golden frame above your beautiful eternal flames fireplace. Put it there with pride, remembrance, and honor that you will return, that you've already done great work. See that half that list is checked off, even maybe. Give yourself a great pat on the back for that. As you stand in gratitude and appreciation, I thank you, beautiful soul, wonderful dear friend, for being here and taking the time for doing that. What an amazing practice. We are so strong. We are holding light for others. We are doing those little tiny things. Steady practice. Every day, any day, each day, whenever we can remember even. Once a week or a month, it doesn't even matter. As long as the intention, the compromise, the co-promise, the remembrance is there. The service is to always the great other, our reflection of all other, because we in ourselves as one whole, ourself is a universe of life within us. The self is a universe of life. You have a multitude of characters inside of you, archetypes of shadings. Planets sit in many different houses and places within you. You have so many numbers that accompany you. You have so many beautiful archetypes calling you. Ancestors who have put their thumbprint on your mark, who've walked half the way for you already. In your particular, unique, beautiful set and setting. You have popped up in Mother Earth in this place now. I thank you for your divine, personal place and role in our collective. And I thank you deeply for witnessing mine. Let's take a moment to just breathe into gratitude and love. Lock it in to yourself, into your world. Hold it for later. Know that you can unwrap it and savor it later, like a candy. You don't have to have sweets. You are so sweet. We are sweet enough. And have them if you choose. If that's your thing, that's okay too. But know that the sweetest of all gifts is wrapped within you. And you can take it out and savor it all day. It will last. It will never deplete. It can sit there, just seeping, just soaking out. On every breath, on every swallow, on every blink, on every pulse of the heart. Maybe take it old school for a moment. Bring your hands together and rub them. Creating some energy, some fire, some heat in your palms. Fast as you can for a second and bring them wide. Now like a ball, start to bring your hands closer and feel your energy. Feel your love and light. Creating a dense ball. Locking in love and light. Sending it through the earth. Sending it out through your life. Bring your hands together in prayer. Meet them gently, feeling the sensations, the aliveness. As you're ready, you can open your eyes, and I'm going to ring my singing bowl here. Okay. Wonderful. Now we will see what our beautiful saints and angels would love to say to us for this week here to come. We thank you so much for your audience-ship. for your beautiful divine guidance, for your ever presence. We feel you and acknowledge you. We thank you deeply for your conscious awareness. And we ask if you could provide for us, individually and collectively, support or guidance, advice, anything that you feel could be a working and anchor point for us in this week to come after beautiful Lionsgate, under our wonderful theme of the Nine of Pentacles for the whole month of August. If you could offer us a divine message, we thank you. Thank you, thank you. Okay, shuffle them up. Oops. Thank you. A little bit of course corrections. I feel I'm going to knock and cut today. Oh, wow. Forgiveness with Mary Magdalene. Sorry for the lighting here. Maybe I can cover my light a little. Forgiveness with Mary Magdalene. We haven't had this one in a little while. Excuse me. What an important message. I love this message. On page 33, too. Oh, such a beautiful message to have. Mary Magdalene on 33, right? The answer to your question involves letting go of resentment, judgment, and anger. You already know who or what to forgive. It's the first person or situation that comes to mind. You don't necessarily have to pardon the action involved, but this card is a message for you to release the toxins of anger towards this person, agency, or situation. Unforgiveness only hurts you, not the person with whom you're angry. That's so important, you know. It really reminds me of that Buddha quote. I love it so much. About holding on to anger and resentment is like holding on to a burning coal with the intent of throwing it at someone to burn them. You burn yourself first the most as you're holding it. You know, what a silly thing. What a self-harming and silly action that I myself am constantly... This is such a deep-rooted, a lifelong, ever-evolving, many-layered lesson for me. You're preparing for a wonderful new chapter of your life, and forgiveness is part of your preparation. It's a refreshing and deeply healing shower of love that cleanses you inside and out. This gives you energy, stamina, and high self-esteem, and it frees you to be yourself. This is so important. You know, I'll be talking more, I think, about this. Call upon Mary Magdalene to help you to forgive or to be forgiven so that you can move on with your life and your dreams. Controversy surrounds this saint's specific relationship with Christ. The Bible describes her as a devoted companion and follower of Christ who anointed him with oils from an alabaster jar. She was also the first person to whom Christ appeared after his resurrection. Today, St. Mary Magdalene is a patron saint of women. As someone who was both misunderstood and forgiven, she's a powerful ally when you need to clear a misconception or a grievance. Oh, super emotional there just for a moment. How beautiful of a message, though. I just love the two-part unfolding message that comes along sort of with the woman scorned or the vixen or whatever kind of weird different shades of feminine energies are available and reflected, and truly it's the lessons, the gradient of appreciation of the many shades of character, of archetype, of available reactions, responses, and perspectives, interpretations, translations, and communication that's available within a person, you know, or within certain types of people. You know, and they have value in the many different shades. The manyness, I really feel, has such value. And it comes back to this tone of forgiveness, you know. And I feel, I'm going to end it here. I don't want to go too long, and I could go forever on this topic. But I feel when we have a deep-rooted understanding and we can tap into faith of the one truth of wholeness, to know that everything happens for a reason, and that doesn't mean that everything's pre-designed and everything's ticked off on these little check marks and everything. It's nothing like that controlling measure. But to know that there is an infinite observer outside of this whole orchestration that has a control over what is occurring here, and that has the best interest and positive alignment, the core of its development, purpose of creation for this whole. To know that faith and to know that there is an overall purpose, everything happens for a great purpose. Even painful things, even hard things, they have great lessons to be learned within them. The gradient of empathy is very deep, very wide. And so that makes forgiveness, to me, almost kind of weird, like irrelevant, almost like this thing that we use as a big mask to boo-hoo behind, or throw pity parties behind, or to use as a slave master, tyrant bully kind of victim slave thing. These two-part roles, this very dichotomy, black and white thinking, solution finding even, and acceptance of things. Forgiveness is very jammed into that hierarchy. That word gets into that solutions based, and I don't think it has anything to do with that. I think when we know it's a whole, forgiveness is kind of unnecessary. Because why do I need to forgive somebody for doing some kind of harm to me, when if they hadn't done that harm, I couldn't have ever learned that lesson? And when they did that harm to me, they actually turned around and learned X, Y, and Z lessons through being the bad guy of the harm to me, that they could have never learned, that were different than the lessons that I learned, but are part of the whole lesson that needed to be learned, that the great observer is teaching, and that have learned himself to begin with, or has known as a whole to begin with, is offering. How do we try to take them apart and say that those two are more than and more important than? I hope people can get what I'm trying to say. It's very difficult to speak on and to get others until you've been through both sides and been on both sides of the battle, or had children on both sides of the battle and tried to be the mother mediator between them, maybe, that you can kind of step into this. But shadow light work within yourself, I swear, creating archetypes within yourself, doing great seeking and meditation and healing in there, it helps to create that great observer where you can do this type of observing, and then have those conversations with yourself, and then ask yourself about these kind of terms like forgiveness. I'm going to give myself a final little plug here at the Friday. I'm going to be doing a whole new series, sort of, where I'm going to be breaking down really distorted words like that. Forgiveness and other words, called Deconstructing Distortions. So if you like that, you can check out my YouTube channel in the near future for those coming out. Anyways, it's gotten long again this morning. Thank you so much. Happy Friday. Thank you for joining me here. I hope you have a beautiful Friday, wherever in the world you are, whether it's the morning or afternoon or evening or whatever day. Beautiful times to all. Sending love and support for this week, and these messages of forgiveness and getting through it in these times. We have great energy built up. We've been doing passionate, great work. We're strong enough to forgive. We're smart enough and wise enough. We've been through enough to be able to throw a bone here and say, okay, welcome to the side. If you want to see the truth, anybody wants to, that's what it's about. It's about seeing, honoring truth and doing better for yourself, for ourselves and all of us, right? So that's what forgiveness is really, I think, rooted in as well. So stop talking there. Thank you so much again for listening and for being here, and I'll see you next Friday.